I want to use a little analogy here, or not analogy, I don't even know what you call this, a little example of how God can use something that's a mistake or a mess up and make it beautiful. I hope that you've seen that in your life. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you come in here and you're just feeling heavy, feeling a heavy weight. Maybe you're feeling heavy. I don't know. That's a different story. But you're feeling a heavy weight. And, with the conversations that I had with these three particular individuals, the common thread between them was they couldn't forgive themselves. They realize and they can make their mind understand that who they've done wrong has forgiven them. They can even, to some degree, understand that God has forgiven them, but they can't move past it because they can't forgive themselves. And I think no matter what our background is, we have something or someone in our life that is just a reoccurring heartache for whatever reason. Maybe it's something you've done to them, maybe it's something they've done to you, but it's a reoccurring thing that's happened in your life that just continues to creep up and knock you down. And so the beautiful thing about God's love is that it is truly unconditional. And maybe we've heard that a million times. But even with Jesus' disciples in the Bible, we see two different ones. One is often called the beloved, or the disciple whom Jesus loved. It's John. And then there's another one in the story that tells about, Jesus, where he asked, Peter, do you love me? He said, yes, Lord. And he's asked it, 2 or 3 times, do you love me? Yes, Lord. Do you love me? Yes, Lord. And then the next day, he denies him. It's the focus, and it's the understanding to the best of our abilities of God's love for us. And when we latch onto that we're able to love others, and we're able to love God back. And so I want to give this kind of example right here of, this is a little bit different, a little bit quirky, a little bit, I don't know, you can fill in your own blank there. But I'm going to use this little loop pedal, and it goes like this. So this thing kind of repeats phrases over and over again, right? So, I have this little cough that will not go away. It repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I You get the idea? Repeats everything I say, even if I So that's super annoying, right? Repeats everything I say. Like, yeah. If you have little kids at home, I say, you probably have a different version of a loop pedal and a little body running around. Mess up. Repeats everything I say. So, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say. I just want that to sink in and annoy you for just a little bit. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Yeah, it's super annoying. I say, even if I So, take for example right now that right there, that annoying little thing that keeps repeating and keeps coming back up over and over again. And I'm going to talk over it on purpose here. I know it's kind of like, stop it. It's that thing. It's that thing in your life. And I want you all right now, I will stop it just for a second. Try in your mind right now to think of that one hang up, that one heartache, that one habit, or maybe of an addiction that is just that thing that keeps coming up. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's an ex-spouse. I don't know. That keeps coming up. And just think about that for a minute. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. What God can do is incredible. And so I want to take music and give you a little example of how he can overcome this and use this. So there's a rhythm to life, right? So when you have these things happening and you try to move past them, you need a rhythm. You need better habits. You need to kind of force yourself at first to get over that heartache or that hurt or whatever it is in your life that keeps reoccurring. And that rhythm, in this case, could be this. Even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Okay? Repeats everything I say. So then there's like a foundation, right? I'm going to mess with the volume often right here. And so the foundation right here, Ephesians 2 says, you are no longer foreigners and strangers, but fellow citizens with God's people, members of his household, built on a foundation. That foundation is Jesus. It says he's the cornerstone. And in this case, the foundation is some bass. So let me think about this for a second. Even if I mess up, repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say. Okay. Even if I mess up. So we're building this. It's still got that annoying little thing in the background, the cough and like the really annoying thing. But we're starting to get a little rhythm. We're starting to get a little something that's working a little bit, maybe. Again, I know it's a little quirky. And so, you know, what the cool thing is about what God does throughout our lives. So take this song, for example. This song is your life, okay? We're building this life here. We're building this journey. We're going on this journey. We have the good and the bad and the ugly and that thing that keeps coming back and won't go away. And, you know, one thing that we absolutely need is people around us. We need to be united with people around us and be surrounded. Yeah, we're supposed to be in the world, but not of the world. And we're supposed to, you know, have people that support us in our lives. And that's harmony, right? So, let me try this. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Repeats everything I say, even if I mess up. Oh, how he loves us. Repeats everything I say, even if I loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Repeats everything I say, even if I loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Repeats everything I say, even if I loves us. Repeats everything I say, even if I loves us. Repeats everything I say, even if I. So then you have this kind of foundation now you've built. You've got the rhythms going in life. You've got this thing in here, and you hear things are going good, right? You've got kind of you've got things going. You understand what God's love means for you. You get it. And so when these things are reoccurring, you still have that little thing. If you listen, it's back there. It's back there. It's hard to hear sometimes, but it's back there. And it's so easy for it to creep back up and overshadow the things, the good things that God is doing in your life, right? So what's the deal? When you have that song completed, the reality is that thing is going to be there. It's not going to go away. It's going to be there. You're probably not going to forget about it. It's going to be there. But the cool, awesome thing is that in our weakness, God makes us strong. And when we surrender these things to God, He turns around and uses them in an incredible way if you'll let Him. So if you've made a huge mistake and you've got this hang up or this hurt or whatever it is in your life, God can use that as a testimony for somebody else, or a testimony in your life when that situation arises again, or however that looks for you. He can use that. So instead of shying away from it and being frustrated with it, embrace it and use it for His glory, and use it to create something that's beautiful. Not that this is beautiful, but you get the idea, right? Okay. So it's like this. He is jealous for me. His love's like a hurricane, and I am a tree bending beneath the weight of His wind and mercy. When all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are, and I think about the way that He loves us. Oh, how He loves us. Oh, how He loves us. Oh, how He loves. 'Cause we are His portion and He is our prize, drawn to redemption by the grace in His eyes. If His grace is an ocean, we're all sinking. And heaven meets earth like an unforeseen kiss, and my heart, it turns violently inside of my chest. And I don't have the time to maintain these regrets when I think about the ways that He loves us. Oh, how He loves us. Oh, how He loves us. Oh, how He loves. Thank you. Right.